Welcome to English Audio Club, where learning English becomes exciting. Today, we embark on a compelling journey through the life of one of history's most controversial figures, Adolf Hitler. His story is marked by ambition, dreams, failures, and undeniable power. From a young boy with grand aspirations to a man who left an irreversible impact on the world, this is a tale like you've never heard before. Are you ready? Grab your headphones, sit back, and immerse yourself in this fascinating narrative that will enhance your English and keep you engaged until the very end. It all began on April 20th, 1889, in the small Austrian town of Braunau, where a baby boy was born to Alois and Clara Hitler. They named him Adolf, unaware that this child would one day alter the course of history. As a young boy, Adolf was much like any other child. He enjoyed playing outside, drawing pictures, and dreaming of a future filled with possibilities. However, his home life was far from ideal. His father, Alois, was strict and expected Adolf to follow in his footsteps by securing a stable government job. But Adolf had other plans. "I want to be an artist," he would often tell his mother named Clara, who supported his dream wholeheartedly. Yet, despite her encouragement, she could not change Alois's firm mindset. Adolf's childhood was riddled with conflicts between him and his father. Alois frequently dismissed his son's aspirations that loudly declaring, "Art is not a real job." In response, Adolf would remain silent, hiding his disappointment and tears. At the age of 13, Adolf's life took an unexpected turn. His father passed away suddenly. Some believed this would give him the freedom he long desired, yet the loss left a deep emotional void. His academic performance deteriorated. Once a promising student, he began skipping school frequently. Teachers often remarked, "Adolf is intelligent, but he lacks discipline." His passion for drawing overshadowed all else. Determined to become a famous painter, Adolf set his sights on Vienna, believing it was the perfect place to launch his artistic career. He eagerly applied to the prestigious Academy of Fine Arts, a renowned institution for aspiring artists. However, when the results arrived, his dreams came crashing down. The Academy rejected his application. Humiliated yet persistent, he vowed to try again the following year. But once more, he faced rejection. This second failure devastated him. Without school or a steady job, Adolf's life became increasingly difficult. He lived in tiny, grimy rooms and at times even slept on the streets. To survive, he painted postcards and sold them to tourists, barely making enough money to get by. Why is life so unfair? He often wondered. During this time, tragedy struck. His mother passed away. Left alone and burdened with frustration, Adolf's sorrow transformed into resentment. He started blaming others for his failures and convincing himself that his misfortunes were not his own fault. Then, in 1914, everything changed. World War I erupted, and Adolf saw his opportunity to find meaning in his life. He joined the German army, and he eagerly wanted to be part of something greater than himself. War ignited his spirit. He served with courage, carrying messages across dangerous battlefields. His bravery earned him 2 medals, a recognition of his dedication as a soldier. But in 1918, Germany suffered a crushing defeat. Furious and disillusioned, Adolf declared, "Our leaders betrayed us." He believed Germany needed a strong figure to restore its former glory. Returning home, he found Germany in chaos. Poverty, hunger, and widespread anger gripped the nation. Sensing an opportunity, he aligned himself with a small political organization, the German Workers' Party. A powerful speaker, Adolf commanded attention whenever he addressed a crowd. His speeches were filled with anger, passion, and grand promises. "Germany will rise again," he proclaimed. Slowly but surely, more and more people began to follow him. Adolf Hitler took control of the German Workers' Party, renaming it the National Socialist German Workers' Party, more commonly known as the Nazi Party. To solidify its identity, he designed its symbol, a red flag with a black swastika. "This will become the most powerful symbol in the world," he proclaimed. His speeches gained attention, drawing thousands of listeners who clung to his vision of a strong Germany. However, his ideas carried dangerous undertones. Hitler blamed certain groups for the nation's struggles and promoted the idea that Germany should be reserved solely for Germans. After World War I, Germany faced enormous hardships. Unemployment skyrocketed, food prices soared, and countless families suffered. The nation was also burdened with reparations owed to other countries due to its defeat. These conditions left Germans angry and disillusioned. Hitler saw this despair and capitalized on it. "It's not your fault. I know who is to blame," he told the people. His words gave them hope, but they also fueled resentment. As his following grew, Hitler intensified his efforts, organizing large gatherings and delivering fiery, emotional speeches. "Germany can be great again," he declared. Crowds cheered and applauded. They believed in his vision. In 1923, Hitler made a bold attempt to seize control of the German government by force, an event known as the Beer Hall Putsch. But the coup failed, and he was arrested, spending 9 months in prison. During his time behind bars, he wrote his infamous book, Mein Kampf, My Struggle. In it, he outlined his ideology, claiming Germany needed strength and that certain groups were its enemies. The book gained popularity, and many Germans embraced his ideas. Upon his release, Hitler worked tirelessly, strengthening the Nazi Party's influence. By 1933, his persistence paid off. He was appointed Chancellor of Germany, the nation's top leader. This marked the beginning of a new era. Hitler promised jobs, a powerful military, and a bright future. The people trusted him, unaware of the dark plans he was about to unfold. As Chancellor, he transformed Germany, constructing roads, factories, and schools. Unemployment declined, and the country started to regain its strength. At first, the German people cheered for Hitler, believing he was a hero who had restored Germany's strength. But behind this growing success, he had dangerous plans. Hitler controlled newspapers, radios, and schools, ensuring that the only acceptable belief was loyalty to him. Those who questioned or opposed him faced punishment, imprisonment, or worse. To further secure his influence, Hitler formed a powerful military group known as the SS and established the Hitler Youth, a program that trained young boys in military discipline and Nazi ideology. Across Germany, the swastika flag became a symbol of his absolute power. As his speeches gained more intensity, Hitler proclaimed, "Germany is the best. We will rule the world." Crowds roared with approval, chanting his name. Then, in 1939, Hitler made his boldest move. He ordered the invasion of Poland, triggering the start of World War II. His ambition was clear. He wanted to conquer Europe and make Germany the most powerful nation in the world. At first, Hitler's army appeared unstoppable, winning numerous battles with its superior training and strategy. However, as the war raged on, cracks began to show. He had made too many enemies, and Germany's resources started to wear thin. Meanwhile, amidst the chaos of war, Hitler carried out one of history's darkest atrocities, the Holocaust. His regime sought to eliminate Jewish people and other groups whom he deemed unfit for his vision of Germany. This period remains one of the most tragic and horrifying chapters of human history. By 1944, Germany's fate was turning. The war, once in Hitler's favor, had taken a devastating toll. Millions of innocent lives were lost in concentration camps, marking one of history's darkest atrocities. Hitler's enemies, the United States, the Soviet Union, and Britain, proved too strong. Bombs rained down on German cities, reducing homes to rubble. The people who once hailed Hitler as a hero began to lose faith. Consumed by paranoia, Hitler trusted no one. He withdrew, spending most of his time hidden in a bunker, isolated from the collapsing world around him. By 1944, his dream of ruling the world was crumbling. The once unstoppable German army was now suffering defeats on all fronts. In the east, the Soviet Union pushed German forces back relentlessly. In the west, American and British troops advanced, tightening the noose. Day and night, air raids devastated German cities. Families lost everything. The people began questioning their choices. Why did we follow him? Many asked. Doubt and despair seeped into Germany. Yet, even as defeat became inevitable, Hitler refused to surrender. From his bunker, he continued issuing orders to his generals, shouting, "We will not surrender." But deep inside, even he knew, the war was lost. By early 1945, Hitler remained locked in his underground bunker in Berlin, surrounded by collapsing walls and a nation that no longer believed in him. The bunker was cold and dark, a last refuge from the destruction above. Inside, Adolf Hitler spent his final days planning, though hope was scarce. He was not alone. His most loyal followers remained by his side, including Eva Braun, his longtime companion. Eva had stood by him for years, though Hitler had kept their relationship largely private. Despite the chaos surrounding them, she never abandoned him, even in his darkest moments. Outside the bunker, the sounds of gunfire grew louder each day. The Soviet army was closing in on Berlin, and Hitler's advisors whispered the truth. The end is near. World leaders pleaded with Hitler to surrender. Save the people of Germany, they urged. But Hitler refused. Surrender is weakness, he declared coldly. If Germany loses, it is because the people were not strong enough. By April 1945, Berlin was completely surrounded. The Soviets attacked from all sides, tearing through the city. Buildings collapsed, fires burned, and civilians ran for their lives. Then, On April 29, 1945, Hitler made a surprising decision. He married Eva Braun in the bunker. It was a simple ceremony, attended only by a handful of people. "You have always been by my side, Eva," Hitler told her. Eva smiled, though she knew this was not a joyful occasion. The war was lost, and their fate was sealed. After the wedding, Hitler and Eva spent hours together, reflecting on their lives and the path that had led them to this moment. They both knew the end was near. Then, on April 30, 1945, Hitler made his final decision. As the war reached its final days, Hitler gathered his closest followers in his bunker. He made a chilling declaration: "I will not be captured alive." In his mind, death was preferable to surrender. On April 30, 1945, in a small, dimly lit room, Hitler and Eva Braun took their own lives. Hitler was 56 years old. Shortly after, Soviet soldiers stormed the bunker, discovering their lifeless bodies. The war in Europe ended soon after, and on May 8, 1945, Germany surrendered. But the Germany Hitler envisioned had been utterly destroyed. His dream of power had led to ruin and suffering, with millions of innocent lives lost due to his actions. The country was left in devastation, struggling to rebuild from the horrors of war. In the years that followed, the world worked to restore peace. Germany, once a battleground, transformed into a peaceful nation, dedicated to learning from the past. The Holocaust and World War II remain powerful reminders of the dangers of hatred, unchecked ambition, and the misuse of power. Hitler's story serves as a warning: every choice we make shapes the future. His decisions led to pain and destruction, not just for himself, but for millions. This history reminds us that even the smallest actions matter. We must choose wisely, always considering the impact our decisions have on others. Compassion and unity lead to progress, while hatred and division only bring suffering. The world thrives when people stand together, respect one another, and work toward peace. Life is too short for anger and judgment. By choosing kindness and understanding, we create a future filled with hope, not regret. So remember, always choose love over hate, humility over pride, unity over division. These simple lessons can make the world a better place. This was the story of Adolf Hitler, a man whose life changed history forever. A story of dreams, power, and the mistakes that led to tragedy. But history is not just about the past, it teaches us how to build a better future. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to English Audio Club for more exciting stories that help you learn English while exploring history. See you in the next story.